Hello, and welcome one, welcome all. As you enter, please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscription button, and let us just have this conversation. Definitely not the type of conversation we would like to have at this point because for sure we were expecting, better results for sure in the context of Jamaica and in the context of, the qualification. All right, the World Cup qualification. So, welcome one, welcome all. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and of course, the subscription button. And let us just have this conversation. So, we're getting an update, all right, that the head coach of the the Jamaican football team, Steve McClaren, all right, is stepping away. And I want to talk about that. I want to hear from you. What do you think of this decision? Is it the right time? Should he have gone before now? We really want to hear from you. So we're going to give you opportunities to share. We're going to open the WhatsApp line where you can call in and share. And of course, you can definitely share there in the chat. Welcome one, welcome all. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and of course, the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. So, right away, you should be seeing that WhatsApp number in the chat. So I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat there. And I am going to go to some audio here from Steve sharing, is just sharing that he's moving away. So while you're coming in, and I know we have some people here, so we're going to play it right now so you can hear. And as I was sharing, I guess 2 nights or so ago, there's another opportunity for Jamaica to qualify for the World Cup, but it's perhaps going to be more challenging. So let's see here. Let's just go to Steve. So I am just trying to get that up for you so you can hear, what he has to say in the context of, walking away. So let's go.
Myself to step forward, ability of the leader, myself to step forward, take accountability and make decisions in the best interest of the team for them to go forward. After deep reflection and an honest assessment of where we are and where we need to go, I have decided to step down as the head coach of the Jamaican national team. This decision comes from respect, always the respect of the badge, always the supporters and the players. And sometimes the best thing a leader can do is to recognise when a fresh voice, new energy and a different perspective is required to move this team forward. I want to take this moment to really thank the players and wish them luck in the playoffs in March. It really has been a privilege to coach them in all the camps and to have the ups and downs, which is football, the unlucky, everything we've been through. As the players have been fantastic, bring great energy and attitude to the job. I want to thank the staff, and the staff really are the engine room behind the scenes. They've been absolutely fantastic from day one. I enjoyed working with them. I know they're all disappointed, like we are. I want to thank the fans for supporting us through the ups and downs. And as I said before, I'm positive this team will succeed in March.
So that's the update there from Steve McClaren. And so if you're just tuning in, Steve McClaren has stepped down as head coach of the Reggae Boys. All right. And so that's what we are hearing, all right, from Steve there. And so you would have heard him making mention of, the playoffs in March. I believe that's the intercontinental playoffs. And so, again, there is another opportunity for Jamaica, albeit how tough it's going to be. Marie, welcome, welcome. All right. And so I want to hear from you. What are your views given this context? So the WhatsApp number is at the top of the chat there. Please, give me a call. Please share in the chat and share this live. And also, on that note, too, we want you to, share as best as you can, contribute to this channel as best as you can, because right now we're utilizing everything that we are getting in terms of support and whatever we're getting from YouTube to help people back in Jamaica. So wherever you are, if you're not able to send a super chat, super sticker, that's okay. Like, share, and subscribe, and of course, keep the prayers going up. I had big expectations. I mean, it has been rocky given team selections and all of that, but still was a little bit hopeful for today because I felt that, the nation, Jamaica, needed this win. It didn't come, and so we're in this position. And I feel that the coach obviously is taking responsibility. He was, I guess, somewhat optimistic that, we would have gotten the win to move forward in the context of getting this qualifying spot for the World Cup. But it did not work out that way. All right. So for that, it is definitely sad for us here, just soaking that up, and just overall how some things have unfolded in the context of the game. And a lot of us were thinking that that Trinidad game should have been the one where Jamaica kind of put that together in the context of, yeah, they were one up before and they did not hold on to that. And so really, Curacao came in a better position for sure. All they needed was a draw. Jamaica had to win, and that didn't happen. And so now, where we are in this context is that Jamaica will now have to try to get a spot from that intercontinental playoff. I'm not too sure how that will work because I am thinking that you might have teams from, different places like Bolivia, maybe Iraq, or, so it's going to be, I'll say, a bit more challenging in that context. So once you come on in, please hit the like button. The WhatsApp number is in the chat there. Give us a call. We want to hear your voice. Don't be afraid to call. We just ask you to keep it real and respectful. And if you can support the goal in the chat, that would be fantastic. Your support will continue to help us in a way to support, people who have been negatively impacted by mad, miserable, malicious Melissa. All right. So on that note, if you're just tuning in, Steve McClaren, all right, he has stepped down as the head coach of the Reggae Boys following, the defeat at the National Stadium. And so it has been tough. Like, it's like a roller coaster ride. We kind of went through in the context of what happened. And then there were some near misses as well there this evening. And, it was just unfortunately not our day at the office. All right. You know, and just like we were hopeful and just wanting this to happen, and it was just not meant to be, I guess. But then you think about certain decisions and how these decisions were made, and so that's a big part of the context, and I felt that that's some of the pressure that Mr. McClaren is perhaps, I've taken into consideration in the context of stepping down as the head coach. So let me just quickly look in the chat there. I am not seeing any new comments. Come on, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and comment so that we can keep this conversation going and give us a call, you know. And so again, if we look at this table, all right, so this was before the match today, obviously. So you would have recognized here that Curacao being on 11 points, all they needed, so they ended the group on 12 points, Jamaica on 11, right? All they needed was this draw to make it through. Jamaica had to win. And so it was a different situation for Jamaica. And even with, crowd support, they were still not able to pull that off. But there is some hope. So I just want to say that all hope is not lost. All right, so they didn't qualify from this group. All right, so there is one more opportunity in the playoffs. All right, and so it's like win or go home in that context. And so it's like, okay, we'll see what happens. All right, and we want to see. I mean, I just feel we just wanted this for Jamaica. Really, really wanted this for Jamaica. Not even want, like needed this for Jamaica. But we'll definitely see what happens, and we'll just remain hopeful. So we have not heard anything official from the JFF, and I guess I would want to think that they were expecting this outcome, as in that Coach McClaren was going to walk away, given all that have been happening, especially with the public, having conversations in the context of the team selection and just the organization and the management of the game. So nothing yet from the JFF, but if you're just tuning in, Coach McClaren, he shared that he's stepping down as the head coach for the Reggae Boys. But he's saying too that he believes that the team, they will they will do well in the playoffs. So he's expecting that the team will do well. And so on that note too, I am wondering, okay, you are expecting that, so why not just hold on to this? And but he's moving away. He's moving away as the head coach. And so we'll see what happens next in the context of how the JFF is going to respond and who will step in. And also, I don't know if we're going to hear anything from any of the boys just yet, but we'll definitely keep an eye out just to get a sense of, what will happen after given this announcement, given this update. So that is definitely something to really consider. But I want to know, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about Jamaica not getting not getting this qualifying spot? Because if they had won, definitely a ticket there, booked into the World Cup. What are your views moving forward? How do you feel about the situation? Do you feel hopeful that Jamaica can get into that playoff and get a spot in the World Cup? So we want to hear from you. So at least there is still a little bit of hope remaining. So just so that you know that that there is still another possibility. And I'm just trying to pull up some information here, but let me just check in the chat to see if there are any new comments. So I'm not seeing any new comments, so I'm just going to check back in the chat. But before I do that, let me just check to see if we're getting any new updates. And again, if you're just tuning in, Steve McClaren has resigned or stepped away as the head coach of the Reggae Boys following, the scoreless draw between Jamaica and Curacao. All right. So with this result, as I have been sharing, Jamaica missed out on, an automatic qualification to the 2026 World Cup. All right. So just so that you know that, definitely not what we were expecting. We're saying, okay, the support should help you to get over, but unfortunately, that is not the case. But as I have been sharing too, they have another opportunity at qualifying for the World Cup as they advance to the Intercontinental Playoffs as one of the top two second place teams. All right, so that is a plus there. So, in the midst of darkness and sadness and disappointment, there is still some hope. All right, so for that playoff, as I was sharing, so I needed to get this information. Jamaica will be joined by Suriname, Bolivia, Congo, so DR Congo, New Caledonia, and Iraq. I had mentioned Iraq, so and Bolivia earlier. So in that playoff, Jamaica will be joined by Suriname, Bolivia, DR Congo, New Caledonia, and Iraq. All right, and so these playoffs will be in March, so next March of 2026. So we'll try to keep you posted as to what will that situation look like. But again, in the midst of disappointment, in the midst of loss, in the midst of sadness, there is still some hope. So let's just ride on to that. Maybe they just want to do things in a more, I guess, challenging way, but still there is, some hope left where that is concerned. So just so that I am not being all negative, and just so that you know that there is still some hope, but this would have been obviously an automatic qualifying spot for them had they won at the National Stadium there with Curacao. But now they go on to play Bolivia, Suriname, Iraq, DR Congo, and New Caledonia. All right. So we'll definitely see what happens. And I'm going to see if they have any schedule or anything up where that is concerned. So I am just doing a quick check here. I'm just doing a quick check here to see what will happen, if there is anything here. So it's just March 2026. No real, I'm just checking, but let me just double check. So I'm just double checking for you. But if you're here, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. All right. So, in the context of this intercontinental or interconfederation playoffs, all right, so they take teams from different areas, all right. So, Bolivia, New Caledonia, that's Oceania, one from Asia, so Iraq, one from Africa, DR Congo, and two from CONCACAF, so Jamaica and Suriname. All right, the two highest FIFA ranked teams will get byes to the final in Pathway 1 and Pathway 2, while the remaining four teams will play semifinals ties to reach the final. The winners of Pathway 1 and Pathway 2 will be awarded the final spots in Part 4 of the 2026 World Cup draw. And the next question here, when and where are the 2026 World Cup Interconfederation playoffs? Reports have said the games will be played in Mexico. All right, and so we'll see. And the matches will be played during the March international break. So we know that, and we know the teams. And CONCACAF will send their top two group runner-ups of three teams, so Jamaica and Suriname there. And the FIFA rankings of those teams are, so Iraq is at 57, DR of Congo, so the Democratic Republic of Congo, they're at 60, Jamaica is at 68, Bolivia at 76, New Caledonia at 85, and Suriname at 126. So if we're looking at the rankings based on the teams that we should be playing, then Jamaica is like at number 3. If we're looking at it based on their skills and just the overall team, Jamaica will be like number 3 ranked. All right, so perhaps in the number 3 spot there. So that is something to take into consideration as well. But it's not over until it's over. And I don't know who is going to come in, but hopefully it will be someone who can definitely, build back some confidence in the team, get the momentum going again. And so, they have some fight because they're going to need that for sure. They're definitely going to need that if it is that we're going to do well and to get a qualifying spot, or we're going to be there at the World Cup. So that's another context for sure. So I'm just double checking. But again, if you're just tuning in, welcome. So just to let you know that the Reggae Boys, they missed out on the automatic World Cup qualification by not winning. So the draw was not enough. All right, in the context of the game with Curacao. And as a result of this context, Steve McClaren, the head coach, has resigned. All right, and so we will have to wait to see what will happen. So Steve has stepped away as head coach, and so we will have to wait to see what happens. But as we were being informed, it was just dejection all around on the bench and in the stands, as Jamaica settled earlier for a goalless draw against Curacao at the National Stadium. So that for sure was definitely disappointing. But as I just shared, it's not over yet. We would have loved for, Jamaica to qualify so that we can get this part out of the way. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And so we'll have to go again. So if you're just tuning in, I am going to go back to I'm going to go back to the update from McClaren, and let's just see if we can get this going
It
again.
really much. It really has been a privilege to coach them in all the camps and to have the ups and downs, which is football, the unlucky, everything we've been through. The players have been fantastic, bring great energy and attitude to the job. I want to thank the staff, and the staff really are the engine room behind the scenes. They've been absolutely fantastic from day one. I enjoyed working with them. I know they're all disappointed, like we are. I want to thank the fans for supporting us through the ups and downs. And as I said before, I'm positive this team will succeed in March. I want to thank the JFF for their support, especially Mr. Speed, who he brought me here 18 months ago. And I've worked with him especially closely over the last few months, and I thank him for his support, as well as the president, who has always been there for me and my staff when we come over day in, day out. Finally, I want to make it clear, I've always said that leadership is a service. That's what we do. And tonight, I think I best serve this team by stepping aside and allowing someone else to take this team forward, which I know they'll succeed in March and in the future. There's so much talent and ability on this island and in the diaspora that it's only a matter of time. Things are developing, that they will succeed. So I thank you, Jamaica. I will be forever grateful to have led the Reggae Boys. It really has been an honour. Respect and one love to you all.
All right, so you heard it there from a different lens there, or video. Um, in the context of Mr. McClaren stepping away. He is saying that he believes that leadership is a service, and he feels that, given, I guess, all that has happened, somebody else perhaps would be better able to serve in that leadership role. And so he's walking away. He thanked, Mr. Speed. He also thanked the president, I guess, for the support. He wasn't really listing anything. The fans, he said he knows that the team will be successful. The team has a lot of talents, skills. So, he's positive that they're going to be successful in the playoffs. So, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think that the team, in terms of coaching, should it come back to a local coach like Jamaican, coach? What would be your hope for the Reggae Boys moving forward? So we'd love to hear from you. I have a few more minutes here before I wrap this one up, but the WhatsApp number is pinned at the top of the chat. You can give me a call, or you can share in the chat as well. And while you're popping in and out, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Oh, and welcome. I'm just asking, who do you believe would better serve, the Jamaican team? So the playoffs will be in March, and now is November. So let's say they have December, January, February, about 3 months. So in that context, should they step up the assistant to the head coach, or should they get a new coach, local or international? I'm just thinking, given all that. So, okay, Owen is saying our problem is the federation, and that's another story for real indeed. But when you think about, so Owen, when you think about the Trinidad game, What's your take on that? In terms of team selection, in terms of just how the organization on the pitch, what are your views on that? What are your views on that? And let me know too what, the JFF. Oh my, yeah, that's definitely another story. But share, Owen, that's totally okay. Okay, so you're sharing that the only way we can be successful is if the federation allows the coach to select his staff, players, and I guess his tactics in terms of whatever strategies. So, do you feel that McClaren did not get that opportunity in terms of let's go to players, in terms of team selection? Or, yeah, I would love to know. I get that too, and I wonder why he's not there. But sometimes I see, and I don't know, and this is why. And perhaps when he goes, since he has, saying that he's stepping away, perhaps we might get some other context regarding, how the operations were going, because this obviously is something that we would want to know about, because at the end of the day all we're seeing is the coach out there with team selection and all of that is happening. So is it that we're going to hear some more about this, or when it's saying this is not how the team started out playing until Mr. Suchman put himself in an advisor role? And I totally get that. And I am wondering too, because when I was listening to Steve here, he specifically highlighted Suchman in the context of his support. So if it is that you're not getting the support that you want, why are you going to do that? So I am wondering if we're going to hear something more in this context. And I don't know if the players are going to share anything, but a lot has happened. And I think that we got this group to win, but perhaps we just made a mess. Well, I guess we could say that we made a mess of this opportunity. So, what are your expectations then in the context of moving forward and the intercontinental playoffs? So, that's another opportunity for us, the final opportunity. Let me see, we have New Caledonia in that one, DR of Congo, Suriname, Jamaica, Bolivia, and Iraq. So we want to, I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for that one to see how that, will unfold. But we have a short time in the context of turning around, in the context of building back the team's confidence, relationships. So with coach, if somebody new should come in, like all of these different things, the JFF side of things and their operation. So I am wondering how, given this short space of time, we will be able to bounce forward. I'm not going to say bounce back, but bounce forward to really capitalize on this second opportunity that is presenting itself. And Owen is saying, I don't expect anything for the playoffs. We have players that could have helped us, but they didn't select them. And that's the thing too. I wonder about that. Like, why? And I don't know. But honestly, I feel bad. In the sense where, we were here perhaps 2 nights ago, and I was saying, I want us to win, because given this time in this moment, we need this win just to, get the country spirit up and, something positive. And when I see how Low was on the side just trying to build team spirit, I'm like, and then that's the next thing too. I wonder about the players. the more local players as opposed to the more internationally based players. So perhaps you guys can tell me because I haven't been following them every single step of the way. But perhaps you guys can tell me, or when you're still there, if you're still there in the chat, can tell me, your take on that too, because we're talking about team selection. And I don't know, it's time for us to get something right. And again, I think we have the talent. It's just the organization, and it goes back to, I guess, leadership as well. Everything is at play here for sure. But at the end of the day, I don't think that we did our best throughout this group, because even with the game before now, the game with Trinidad, we weren't able to hold on to that start, that win, that goal up. And that's sad. That is sad because we would have been in a better position, right? So a draw would have helped us, no, but having drawn that game, the reality was it's going to be tough because Curacao is not going to come and lay down and allow Jamaica to just run all over them. Because and Curacao has, and then that's the other part. Curacao has about 150 something thousand people, right? So if you're looking at talent and in that context, and we look at Jamaica in the context of our population, I think we could have done much better. But I guess it is what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately, at this point. So if you're still here, I can see some people here. Comment in the chat. Welcome, welcome. This is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. I do not have all the answers, and so it's voices in education. So it should not just be my voice. So I would love to hear from you. We are also wanting you to help us. So if you are able to support us with a super chat, super sticker, that will help us to support people who have been significantly impacted by Mad Malicious and Miserable Melissa. All right, and here we go. Owen is saying not one player on that Curacao team was born there. All right, that's another part of that too, and I get that. So thanks for sharing that. And I get that point, Owen. Thanks. Is this slick? Welcome. Speed. Okay, should resign. And tropical. Welcome. Okay. Okay, tropical. It's just sad. It's just sad. Sorry about that, tropical. Like it is just sad. In that context, a lot of us, we had hopes, man. But again, while Owen is saying he's not expecting anything from the playoffs, I don't know. Hopefully, in a more challenging situation, they will show up, because that's the only thing I can think of. So, in the context of that, they will face, so in that playoffs, so they have, from the top of my head, they have Bolivia, all right, Congo, New Caledonia, Iraq, and Suriname. Yeah, Suriname is in that group. But when you look at the ranking, Iraq is ranked at 57, Congo is at 60, Jamaica is at 68, Bolivia at 76, New Caledonia 85, Suriname 126. So that's the ranking that I have at this point. So Jamaica is like in this group of, I believe, six. Jamaica is like number 3 then in that ranking if we're going by what we have here. And so it becomes another situation. But we'll definitely see what happens for sure. And again, I don't know where this will go, but we'll keep an eye out to see what happens. That's what I was trying to get, but I'll go back to that information, and perhaps Tropical, you can tell me. Let me see here, because there's something about some two pot and who get in the whatever. So I'm going to see if I can go back there and get how that works. See, I like when we have people here so we can just share. So some pathways. So how do they work? So in the context of the interconfederation or intercontinental playoffs, six teams will play in the interconfederation playoffs. All right. So we have Bolivia, New Caledonia, Iraq, Congo, and we have two from CONCACAF, Jamaica and Suriname. The two highest FIFA ranked teams will get byes to finals in pathway 1 and pathway 2. So when we look at the ranking, I believe, let's go back, Iraq, right, and Congo, from these six are the two highest ranked teams. So I'm just trying to understand this. All right, so the two highest FIFA ranked teams will get byes to finals in pathway 1 and pathway 2, while the remaining four teams will play semi-final ties to reach the final. So you get it. So right now, as I understand it, Iraq and Congo, they're already in the final. So let's say Jamaica and Bolivia, they're going to play one of the semi-final, and let's say New Caledonia and Suriname, they play another semi-final. So whoever win will go to either Iraq, and the other one will go to Congo, not the place, but play with the other team in the final. So again, the two highest ranked FIFA teams will get byes to the finals in pathway 1 and pathway 2, while the remaining four teams will play semi-finals ties to reach the final. The winners of pathway 1 and pathway 2 will be awarded the final spots in pot 4 of the 2026 World Cup draw. So two teams apparently, if my understanding there. So I just wanted to share the information with you so you can also tell me if my interpretation is right. So two teams will, that's my understanding here, will move forward. But what happens now is that my understanding too is that the two highest ranked teams, they will not necessarily play a semi-final. They're going to play a final game with whoever comes their way. So those two teams are Iraq and Congo. So that's my understanding there. So hopefully that information helps. So let me just come back in the chat here. Let me see. So hopefully that helped, Tropical. So that's what are we asking? So it's about the intercontinental playoffs. All right, Owen? Yeah, so that's a group of 6. And we just have to win, win, win. I guess that's the reality. So the two countries with the advantage would be Iraq and Congo. So they are going to be, based on what I am getting, you'll have pathway 1 and pathway 2. So the two highest ranked teams will go to the final. So one will be in pathway 1, one will be in pathway 2. That's just my understanding. I could be so wrong, but that's just my understanding of it. And then you have the remaining 4 teams. They will play like a semi-final round to get into the final, to that pathway. So pathway 1 or pathway 2. So let's say you have Jamaica and Suriname playing. Well, perhaps they're not going to let two CONCACAF team play, just so that they can get an equal opportunity to move forward. I don't know. So let's say we have Jamaica and Bolivia playing. right? And then we have Suriname and New Caledonia playing. Let's say Jamaica wins Bolivia, they go to pathway one to meet Iraq. And let's say Suriname wins New Caledonia, they go to pathway two to play Congo. And then whoever wins those games from pathway one and pathway two, so Jamaica and Iraq, let's say they're in pathway one at the end there, whoever wins gets a spot into part four, I believe. And then the same thing from pathway two, whoever wins gets another spot. So they have two spots. So only two teams from the six here, based on my understanding, will get into the World Cup. Owen is saying you are right. Thanks, Owen. The playoffs are harder than what we just went. And that's my thinking too. Because and that's where a lot of people have lost faith because they're saying, come on, you get this little route, like a very easy route given the teams. And this is no disrespect to teams, but Jamaica had a very good opportunity to take charge of this group and they did not. So as a result, and if you don't know about the group, so this is the group, all right, and obviously this was the result after the Trinidad game, so it does not include this evening's result. This evening result, obviously Curacao is at the top on 12 with this evening results, and Jamaica still in the number 2 spot on 11. So Jamaica got in because Jamaica was one of the better second place teams from a group. So they get this opportunity to move forward. So as you can see, Bermuda, right? Trinidad, Jamaica, Curacao. So that was really the context there. So Jamaica should have, really cemented their spot with that game with Trinidad, and unfortunately, they were not able to do that. All right, and then that just did not work out because while they were playing Trinidad, I think Curacao was whopping Bermuda, and so they came in there in the number one spot in this game based on their points. And so Jamaica really had the more challenging task at the National Stadium. They had to win. And so not winning, all right, resulted in them now in this position. So as you enter, guys, I just want to tell you that there is still some hope, even though we are projecting, or some of us are projecting that it's going to, and it's not projecting, it's going to be more challenging. But let's see if they're able to produce under pressure. Perhaps that's a thing that may happen, but we'll see. And if we bring better players. So Owen, who are some players that perhaps, you would want to see in the squad? So if you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. So the big news this evening or this morning or tonight, wherever you're tuning from, is that, Steve McClaren has stepped down as head coach of the Reggae Boys. And, we will definitely see what happens in the context of moving forward. He shared that, leadership is a service, and, he feels at this point that the team will be better served with, I guess, somebody else moving forward at the, leading the team. And he has also shared that he believes that the team will be successful in the playoffs. He says, they have a lot of talents, and he has that confidence in them. But I guess he was not able to do this part, but he still has faith that in a more challenging context Jamaica will produce. So let's see how best we produce under pressure. All right, Owen, I see you there. So again, if you're just tuning in, well, even if you're just tuning in, you would have known by now that, Jamaica missed out on the automatic spot, into the World Cup. And so now the country has another opportunity, and this opportunity will be a little bit more challenging for sure. And so we'll definitely see what happens in the context of the intercontinental, and they refer to them as the interconfederation playoffs as well. So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll definitely see what happens. If you're still here with us, please hit the like button. That would be fantastic. So let's get the likes going. So close the X, hit the like button. Leave a comment in the chat, or better yet, give me a call. I would love to hear your voice. The WhatsApp number is pinned at the top of the chat. We just ask you to keep it real and respectful. So we try to avoid all the disrespect and all the things that are not healthy for us in the context of our conversations, because we want people to come here, share your views. Even if we do not agree, that's totally okay, because we understand that we're not going to agree on everything, and we appreciate that too, because there is so much richness in diversity. So we do not see difference as something that we should argue about, but we try to look at different viewpoints. And so that is always important here on this platform. Also, let me know where you're tuned in from. Jamaica, Jamaica. I tell you, I was most disappointed, and obviously I wanted this for us so badly. I felt that this would have lifted our spirit as a country. A lot of people who are in there, some of them will just see it as some level of hopelessness. And let's just take this caller. Hello, caller, you're live.
Yes, hello, good night. This is Tropical Nomad TV.
Tropical, one tropical van them. Big up yourself. Talk to us, tropical.
The match was so disappointing right now for I wonder, is this real or a dream? A dream? I know, them trick a whole heap of people with the marketing. Honestly, I did not go to the match, because I did answer to myself, say, I probably go down there, but I not going to stay. I just go down there to do video, guys, I'm a creator. I say, probably I go outside on never waste my time going down there, because at the end of the day, I'm going to get caught up with the ball game. You understand? Because I'm going to be more, no, sir, because the team has not been playing good. You can't play football without midfield. You play football with no shape at all. It's like the football, them get the ball and them not have a clue what to do. This is some man get some ball and it's like, them can't even control a ball. Them can't even make a proper pass. It's like, if the Jamaica make like, say, 3 passes in the back, alright, so Blake with a pass and one of the defender, them make couple lateral passes. I see the moment them try to go forward and put it at the midfield, instantly them lose the ball. So me I say, but this are not, I know some people play football, so what is? So because of that, now what them do, them keep on resorting to this long ball thing. So if them are going to do against Curacao, what are they going to do against them other side? Because best believe playing against Bolivia. Bolivia a big north of Bolivia in the same area what Brazil the Brazil and Colombia and them side of there, Chile and them side of
Well, yeah,
So
but the only thing right now, and I don't know if we can go with the rankings, is that Jamaica is ranked higher than Bolivia at this point. Jamaica is at 68, Bolivia is at 76, but we can always depend on rankings.
Alright, you see the ranking, especially when it's that close, it is not that accurate. Like that, I mean, the ranking is based on how many games you play, who you play against, and all of that. So it's like it doesn't directly mean that you are truly better than another team.
Got you.
And then alright, if you're gonna look on the ranking, Curacao are supposed to, well, they never beat Jamaica today, but they beat them a couple of weeks ago. So Curacao never supposed to beat Jamaica. If you look for the page for the ranking.
Gotcha.
So yeah, man, the thing kinda spooky away, cause alright, even tonight, I tell you, I say, alright, you know what, I go the match over there, woman, alright. I don't go on a live and just go talk about the match while the match are going on the second half. You don't believe it was bad, you know. No, I the thing is, normally when they come not because you hear me talk to you in a patois right now. Normally when they come video them on live or anything, I always speak English, but I was not able to do that. I
We
got
good man.
literally
We good man. We good.
when I talk about talking to you, I say, oh, I normally conduct it like I literally couldn't contain myself. Yeah, sir, but I what kind of joke English, man? Like, the whole, listen, the whole thing is just, it's like my face to myself, say, were they trying to not qualify? What is this really about?
Hmm.
When you look for me for the whole player selection, I said to myself, so, when I really want someone xenophobic or not, but you have some baller will come from some other place. Where, not all of them, but you have some of them where
No
they're not
bother.
good.
Yeah. No bother. Go to some. Me get to answer. Yeah.
No, but me not have this because, yes, me say, yeah, because no, it's not because I wish part them come from me have the problem with it, Some of them really not good. Yes, and some of them, say football full of a whole heap of politics. I want to say politics, I mean football politics, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you were born in a certain place, you can easier get to play one of them league there. It don't mean so you necessarily better than a player will come from
That's
another
true.
place. It's just because you born there and you in that system there already. While a play, let's say a player I've come from Jamaica, I play National Premier League. It's hard for that player get into whichever one of them country and him have to be exceptionally good, While if you already come from there, so more than likely you're already in the feeder system. So you are go but means you're better than nobody else. Because I observe a thing today. Wow, I can't pass me a while ago like a plane. Anyway, I observed something today. Them did have a little talk where Pepe and you see about the talk to the player them. I think them did have dinner or something earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put it out, Mrs. I realize I both the most of the talking. So me I said to I like Pepe stand up there, Pepe the right at the door like him ready for cutting Pepe Pepe is not a man of many words still, but still it look like Pepe just knows say, hey, I be a foolish I go on and say no. So this not even make no sense. So him just barely say a few little words to them and take for himself. I mean I say see, from a baller to a baller is like Pepe know what I want. God. So if I say, I'm not going to waste teamwork for them, man. I just want to take himself a bolt at the boat and talking. So then, oh, you have to call a bar and a runner to talk to a football team. And the runner the most of the talking. That don't make no sense.
So tropical, what are your views on the playoffs now? Since that's where we're heading to.
Right now, this look very dismal, This look very dismal because I don't know where them are going to change the entire football philosophy between now and when they play March. I think I March them say.
March, yeah.
So them are going where them are going to do from now and do that because
Them
in
better get me like a
what
schoolboy. They make them go and go play, man. Get me
hey,
D
one
cup
of the things that
ballers, man. Some man in cup, yeah, man. Send them go and go play, yeah, man.
because I say we have so much expensive ball up on the team where I make all kind of money. And them can't beat one little side. Hey, all right, me never want to go back there saying the same thing when I talk about some man from some place when I'm good. Don't let me tell you what I even did a reason with my pension about it a while ago. Remember, everybody will come from Jamaica. The ball of them will come from Jamaica. No secure so on and side. They literally know that, So they would have been so confident. But you see, when you get some man from some other place when I really know the politics, know the football politics of the Caribbean, and know say, hey, Curacao on the side, so we're not even going
But I am being
treat them
told
with
that
no
a
kind of
lot of players from Curacao, they're from the Netherlands. Like, yeah.
yes, yes, but still honor them top level player them. So them not that good. They are really not that good. Because me see how them play. Jamaica only make them look good because Jamaica not play good.
But you see, the thing is,
That is it, you
it
know.
come down to the point, as I said, with the team and the selection and leadership and everybody, and they're saying that such man should go. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not really the
I don't
coach. The
know.
such man should go. Mr. Speed, they're saying
Yes,
should go.
oh,
Yeah, man,
yes,
that's the
man,
such
yes,
man.
man.
And
Yeah,
and
go on, sir.
and in that context, as I rightly say, I don't know if McClaren stepping away at this point is the better decision. Perhaps he should have stepped away long earlier, because 3 months turnaround with a new coach, like relationship building to build back confidence, team morale and all of that spirit, everything. I don't see how that is going to be practical. So unless they're going to use the assistant coach to carry on, you know.
Yeah, but all right, one of the things about this, remember, say all of the players them play for some club all about it. So, you see, with that being the case, what end up happening, that person in the road. Yeah, anyway. So, me say, you see, with that being the case, what happen now, if them get a new coach, that coach now go get no time with the
Exactly.
with the players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it just gonna be a case where them probably get too friendly game and then probably have a couple training session with them. And that is it. You're not gonna get the time for, form a band with these players and get to know them and things. It's like we have some questionable decisions being made in terms of who them pick on the side of them. And it seems like say such man
Mm-hmm.
I participate in the picking of the side. So me I say such man don't hire somebody to do the job. Why it seemed like that he might get involved in it. And it seemed to me like said from them time that such man always a participate in that. And his role that have nothing to do with player selection. So me don't understand why. And a whole heap of time we hear that being rumored. We don't know for true,
Yeah,
but
it's
we hear say
alleged.
sometimes
Yeah.
the coach them don't have a free hand in terms of who they pick.
Well, that's just
So
unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it's Jamaica. Like, the players, us, we have to live with their decision or thereof in the context of how things unfold, for sure.
because one of the things them about this, it's like you look on it and say about what kind of football Jamaica play based on the characteristic of Jamaica's footballers from them time until now. Jamaican players tend to more have a Brazilian kind of player. Why would you go for a coach from England? You realize that England football is the polar opposite of Brazilian football. So we are go with a man like that. It's gonna make sense.
So you think, so I'm going to put this question to you. In terms of coaching, and let's say they're looking for somebody for the team, should it be local, international? What are your are your views on that?
I think it should be international. Based on
International?
the war going,
Okay.
yeah, it should be international. But international in terms of a coach where I have a backbone and now go make well, such man should go. But if such man is still there, don't have such man tell him who to pick. Yeah, a coach where alright. So yeah, I think I'll go on. I don't know how old are you if you didn't know when Jamaica did qualify for that World Cup game in 98, alright?
Yeah, we know about it, man.
So, alright.
I don't tell you a lot about
Yeah,
it, but I know about it.
well, them time I was a little youth still, but my father used to look for every match, so you don't know. We know about the ball game and things as a little youth they play ball and things. So we don't follow it. I don't know. I mean, not to be I call it no sexist or anything, but me don't know a little girl who would have followed the national team like that. But anyway, so it's like that coach, I mean, it's not that touch man did that, but that coach is not a man where nobody in a JFF could have tell that man what to do. Because him knows say him get the job to do. So him have to do it. So not even Captain Burrell could have tell René Simons what to do. So we need a coach where I gonna make sure that nobody from the administration can tell him who to pick or who not to pick.
Get you. Get you. We're getting another call, Tropical. So you can circle it back if it's still there. We're going to try to take the caller here to hear what this caller
Man,
has
big
to
up
say.
yourself, man.
Big up
I
yourself.
drive your work, man.
And guys, go over to Tropical Nomad TV. If you look in the chat, you see Tropical and go give Tropical a strength. All right. Big up yourself, Tropical. Thanks for
Yeah, man.
calling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Let's try to return this call.
Hello.
Hello, caller. You're live on Voices in Education. Welcome.
Good night. Oh my God, I'm depressed. I'm so depressed.
I
I'm
understand.
calling
Just
from the,
smile it off, though.
I'm calling from the United States. I'm here up in Manchester, New Hampshire, and I tell you, I watched the match this evening, man, and I tell you, Jesus. But I'm depressed. But listening to that guy there, Tropical, I don't know what he's saying because, as you rightly said to him, those players from Curacao, they are professional players. Out of I think they have 24 players in their squad, 22 players in their squad. They are from the Netherlands. They're all international, and I don't know what he was saying about, they're not good. They're really good players, and Jamaica just couldn't match up with them. We get beaten in Curacao, and as you were saying, the game in Trinidad, that's the game we should have won.
Yeah.
And come home and draw, But McClaren, boy, I tell you, Jesus, I'm so depressed. McClaren, he don't have a clue. He have the team for 18 months, and we worse than that. And when he take over the team. The team is worse. I watch the game, the Unity Cup, when we played Trinidad in England. You remember that game? We played Trinidad in one semi-final, and then Ghana played Nigeria, and Nigeria beat Ghana, and we beat Trinidad. We up 2-0 on Trinidad, and Trinidad fight back and tie the game. And in the last play, almost the last play, in the 90th minute, we get a penalty and King score it. And we go to the final with Nigeria, and they beat us on penalty. But you can see the suspect in Jamaica team probably were playing Trinidad. And I hear people talking about, we have a soup group. We have Trinidad. Trinidad play better ball than us. We don't have a midfield. Curacao the same thing. And we were lucky against Trinidad in Jamaica. They scored 3 times and it was offside. And Curacao ball us when we go to Curacao. So Jamaica lucky to be in that spot. Technically, we're the third best team. We only beat up Bermuda. So we don't play as a unit. They put 3 people on CFAS. So already we play in the back and then we make one long kick over the top because we don't have a midfield. We don't have nobody in the middle to hold a play. So we play in the back, make 3 passes, and as we can't go forward because as the guy was saying, yes, he was right. As we try to go forward, put the ball in the middle, we can't hold a play. We don't have nobody to really take on somebody and beat them and go forward. So they make a couple play in the back and then they kick it long over looking for C-pass. And they just gang up on him over there. He don't have no space. So, oh my God. So the team is no good. No good. They don't play. We have the name. Demari Gray was playing no ball. And it's just name.
Get you.
So they should have started Kyle Dixon out on the right. Because on the right side we didn't have nobody on the right. Right? Oh my goodness. And our keeper there, sometimes we could have made some plays where he got the ball and he just so indecisive of what he want to do. You better just kick it down the field and make everybody run because he hold the ball and trying to look around and Andrew Blake, he just, you know.
You know
he
what?
just
You
need-
know
we
what?
just-
You know what? This game or this context reminds me of. I don't know if you were watching. I don't know how attuned you are to like schoolboy football in Jamaica. So last season, Glenmuir was obviously the team to beat in the Costa Cup. Then here comes, so Glenmuir won the Champions Cup, and obviously they played more. Garvey got the time to rest. But you know what Garvey did? Garvey studied Glenmuir, and they lock
Exactly.
off the strikers there, And Garvey decided that guess what? We are play for penalty, We not play for nothing,
Right.
because Garvey have them penalty keeper, man. I mean, I tell
Yes.
you, Garvey come and take the game, not because they have the better
So
players, but
Glenmuir was better. Glenmuir was
yes,
better.
but they study them, and because Glenmuir had a lot of televised games, I believe that was a
Yes.
part of their demise because they were doing so well everywhere. The cameras were just behind them, so you could go back and watch the game and see who you need. Yes, man, they get some good
And
instructions, man.
the year the year before that when Clarendon College won, right? Remember they played in a Champions Cup against
Yeah,
Glenmuir,
and Glenmuir won.
Clarendon College and Glenmuir beat them, and Clarendon College was way better than them
Oh,
because
that's true.
Clarendon get them in the final now.
And
In the final
fix them business.
and rout them at the stadium.
Fix them business. Yes, man.
We get kind of in the Oliver Shield. It was the same thing. We rout the Oliver Shield too. So and it's the same time again.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So,
man. That team was
you have
good.
to just study. You have to just study the team. Study the team. And we okay. So when we play Bermuda, right? That's to tell you that to show you how Jamaican team is just like backward. We play Bermuda and we scored the third goal in the 60 something minutes, and it's in the last we and we tried to score and we couldn't score again. We should beat Bermuda about 7-8-0, and we couldn't do it. In the last is Whisper come in the last when the game almost done and get the fourth. Right? So we know that Jamaica we just cannot score. We can't score.
All right. So, and a little bit of hope. I don't know if this is even hope.
You can't even look at it that way because look at tonight. Look at tonight.
Maybe the producer under pressure. Maybe they want the pressure. There's a pressure bust pipe, so maybe they're going to produce under the pressure because I don't know. So in the context of the Intercontinental or the Interconfederation playoffs, what are your takes on it? Do you see Jamaica getting one of those two spots?
Okay, so the two top team, as you said, get by. That is Iraq, and who's the next team that get by?
Congo.
They don't, and Congo. So we don't want to see. Is it Bolivia? We don't want to see them.
But do you think they're going to let us play Suriname? Is another CONCACAF team? I don't think they're going to give us Suriname.
No, it's gonna be a draw. So we don't know who we're gonna get. But I think Jamaica is the third best. So maybe we will get the team we rank 100 and something, which is
Suriname.
that would be the best thing for us. So. But you see, I watched the playoff with Nigeria and Congo, and you see Congo beat Nigeria, and they have Nigeria on the run in the second half. all through the second half and they go to penalty and they win. So Congo is not a play team, even though they rank high. They rank way up there, like way up there. We rank better than them, but we still. It's gonna, as everybody's saying, it's gonna be tough. So hopefully we can get Suriname because it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go by the ratings, and Suriname is the lowest rated team. No, Caledonia.
No,
I don't know much.
Suriname is the lowest ranked one.
So
Caledonia is about 80, 85.
so so oh boy. Hopefully we get Caledonia. If we get Caledonia,
Suriname.
Caledonia, Arsenal. We don't want the South American. We don't want them.
Oh man.
When you book with corporate travel,
Yeah, and the caller was saying he's right when he was saying that, even though I don't agree with some of what he said. South American team always gonna, we're gonna have problem with them. Whether it's Bolivia or Ecuador. No, Ecuador a top team, So if any South American team, we have problem with them. Any one of them. Venezuela, those teams, we always have problem with South American. We can't play with Brazil. We can't play with Argentina. We can't play with Ecuador. We can't play with Chile. We can't play against Colombia. So we're dead in the water. This is our chance, and we give it away. We don't have no chance. We're done. And that McClaren guy, he should have gone a long time. He should have gone from the Gold Cup. We don't know why we keep him.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like it's kind of late for everything.
They should have let him go. And we get somebody we have a clue. Get a CONCACAF coach.
So
No better coach around the CONCACAF region. Go to Mexico and get a coach. Go to United States and get a coach. Go to Panama and get a coach. Go to El Salvador and get a coach. They're all better than all the coaches that we have. They're trying to get some people from European man. We get even though the guy before was when him Al Grimson, he was way better than this guy. But it's about name. McClaren is all about name because he used to
play
to coach.
and play too, I think.
Yes, he was. One time he was assistant manager for the England team. He was on their coaching roster, and when he was assistant coach again for Manchester United. So it's all about name. That Rodolph Steve guy believes that name can win football. You gotta name don't play football. You gotta go there and perform.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm going to work tomorrow and I'm sick to my stomach. I don't know if I can't. I'm not even gonna sleep. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Crazy. I was depending on tonight. And when we have the disaster in Jamaica.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We just needed something to lift our spirit for sure.
The only thing we can gonna lift with spirit for Christmas, maybe if our Miss USA won the our Miss Jamaica won the beauty contest. I hope she can win because she's so pretty. I hope she can win. Just like when Tony and Singer win a couple of years ago and give us a Christmas present. I hope this lady can win the Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Jesus, we're dead, man. We're dead. We don't get nothing for Christmas here, baby. We're done.
Hopefully, there is always some light, at the end of the tunnel. So,
Some light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to put a peony winky over there.
And if I have something, if I want to go peony wally, something I go blink.
Yes.
But man,
somebody go light a battle lamp and put way out there make we can situate.
Something has to be there. But for sure, I was definitely looking forward to, that World Cup vibe for us. Yeah, yes.
stadium ram. I never see the stadium ram so since since we have the remember 98 World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
I saw the stadium ram tonight. We get where we want, and we could not get over the hump. But we get chance, This is a 3-ball hit.
Yeah,
It
we
would
had
work
some
and one
misses.
could be
Yeah,
doing.
had some misses. But I guess that's how it go in our life. But I guess when you lose everything, then it become like So I get it. But maybe the producer under pressure, you know, and maybe they take on a different. Because when I saw Low there on the side, just I try build the momentum and I boost up the crowd and I like me feel it and I said Jesus no.
Man.
No, man, no. This one rub differently. But,
Demara Gray, he plays so soft. He plays so soft. He just, and the captain and goalkeeper there,
oh,
Blake, he
Blake.
just don't have a quick release. We get the ball and he's looking around. He can't make up his mind to give us a quick release down the line, down the wing or something. He always have to hold up the ball.
I don't know. I don't know. But as we say, let's see the pressure bust pipe situation. So let's see how they're going to respond because at that point, perhaps they were thinking, I don't know if this ever crossed their mind like, oh, we have a little window of opportunity if this doesn't work out. Well, it's do or
There's no
die.
window. Once that coach McClaren, we get it on a plan,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Because,
so.
all right. So people were saying we should qualify from the 4th game play. We go down to Curacao, right? We go down there and we get beaten 2-0. We go down there and we play with no intensity. I don't know what we were doing down there. We weren't playing like we want to win or do anything. We sit down. The first goal was scored on Blake from way out. I don't know what he was doing. And they go 1-0. And in the second half, they get another goal. And we never threaten. Barely ever threaten anybody. So we should have even draw the game down there, right? But people were saying, looking for us to beat them on their home ground and come back up here and get Bermuda and beat them, and we would have qualified. So going down to Trinidad and come back here because the 2 last game was going to be the toughest because we got to play Trinidad in Trinidad, right? And then we have to come up here and play
Curacao.
At home, right?
Well, they gave away the Trinidad game because even you go up 1 goal and I don't see how they try to shut down the Trinidadian team. Like you allow the Soca Warriors to come back in the game. Like you could shut down the game. Like I don't understand. Like you're in the leadership role. I did not see that difference in the plane to say, all right, let's lock it down. And if we can get one, while we're doing that, another one, fine. But not give them the opportunity.
No, we give them the old feel and make them running at us.
They were jumping to the calypso, man. You never actually winning that your music.
We start to defend. We should not try to get the next goal because we know Trinidad we're going to run at us. We know that because the only thing they can do is win. They can't, if they draw, they out. So they have to beat us for them to get a chance.
And even so, mathematically, they would have to wait on other results too. So Jamaica had the upper hand, and they didn't even use that as a psychological benefit, as a physical benefit. I don't know, but
so Trinidad, they get the chance because if them in beat we, and we know that they were going to come at us, right? If they and then when they're trying to run at us, that's when we're going to get a lot of chance because they're going to leave their back empty most time, right? But we was so passive. We should have just go at them or play our normal game. Don't try to defend anything, you know, because they're gonna hope not because they have to win. They can't draw the game. If they draw, they out because they have 5 points. A win for them gonna make me stuck. We're gonna be stuck on 10 points while they pull to 8, right? And when we pull to when they pull to 8 now, tonight they would win because they have lowly place Bermuda, and they would have hoped for us to draw this game, and they would leapfrog us and go on to the Confederation Cup. So, right. So
Just
the
take
game in
it.
Trinidad,
Just
the
take
game
it
in Trinidad,
easy.
the game in Trinidad, that's the one we're supposed to win.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that's
We
where we
win that
start
one.
losing it.
And any we win that one now, right? Any we win that one, we come home
And
and
second free
and
draw.
you know, and try and when we come now, okay. So what we should do if we win in Trinidad,
You try for
right?
win here.
We come home. We're not gonna sit back. You know why we're not gonna sit back? Because if we sit back, we're gonna allow because
Curacao.
Curacao would know that they have to
They
win.
have to win.
So that they would have opened up for, and try to run at us. And so with a breakthrough and score goal on them. So they come and they have nothing to lose. They are already in the playoff already, right? So the worst case scenario for them, to go to the playoff. So they want to draw the game, and they did draw the game and gone through. We couldn't draw because we're behind them.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Just take it
And,
easy, yeah.
no, I'm depressed, man. I'm depressed. Depressed, but
Yeah.
alive. I still
I
believe
say
it. So you
go.
go.
We'll
So
see what happens in March for
yeah,
sure.
man. I'm in the program your number and me know say boy me will link up with you
All
again.
right. Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks, Carla. Blessings.
all right. Take care. You
All
take care. All
right.
the
You
best.
too. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so back into the chat. Yes, Nomad. Big up back to you. And Nomad is saying the window they lock long time. I guess when I talk about the window of opportunity. And how them fish shut down the game and then can't keep possession of the ball. That's a very good question there. But yes, if you're just tuning in, we're going to wrap this one up. Definitely not the outcome that we were expecting because we just wanted something to lift our spirit. There was a lot of hope riding on this, but unfortunately it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, and that's life too, guys. We may have the best of intentions, we may do all the best, and perhaps you're going to say the planning and all of that may not necessarily be good, but sometimes just stepping a little bit away from the football. Sometimes we plan, we do everything, we do research, we do everything, and things still not work out because are just not our time. So let's see what happens, and let's just see. Everybody who have spoken to regarding this context, they're saying the intercontinental is going to be tough, and obviously it's going to be tough, but we'll see what happens. So just to give you a quick overview before I go, if you're just tuning in, so the teams that will be in that playoff will be Iraq, Congo, Jamaica, Bolivia, New Caledonia, and Suriname. So, how this works based on my interpretation, all right, in the context of the playoffs, is that the two highest FIFA ranked teams will get buys into the finals. So, based on pathway 1 and pathway 2. So, right now, the two highest ranked teams from this group of 6 we have Iraq and Congo. So let's say Iraq goes to pathway one, waiting for a team to come through, and Congo goes to pathway two, waiting for a team to come through. The remaining four teams will play semifinal ties to reach the final. So the final, Iraq and Congo will be waiting on two teams. So one for pathway one and one for pathway two. So what is this means based on my understanding is that it is highly likely that Congo or Iraq, if they're that good, they perhaps they will get those two qualifying spots if they're that good based on the ranking. But a team could go there and upset them. All right. So that's the situation now. So I don't know how the groups will be organized, the remaining four, in the context of who play who. So the remaining four: Jamaica, Bolivia, New Caledonia, and Suriname. So we know that we have Jamaica and Suriname, two CONCACAF teams. And ideally, we would want Jamaica going up against Suriname because Suriname is ranked at 126. And based on our conversations here, we don't want Jamaica playing Bolivia for obvious reasons. So we'll see what happens. So, that's that for this context and for this live conversation. Tropical is saying World Cup in a me region, and we did one go, but it no look like me I go get for cheer on my country. And yeah, it's very close. Yeah, CONCACAF, so Mexico, US, and Canada getting some of the games, and so that too. And let's just see. Let's just see. Fingers crossed, prayers up. Hopefully somebody with some form of critical thinking and will just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do where the players are concerned. And right now we have not heard anything from JFF. I guess perhaps tomorrow we'll get some updates where that is concerned, but right now I think it's to build back confidence where the players are concerned, to continue or to have some good energy among them. And so somebody needs to ensure that is happening, and just so we can move on. It's just 3 months. I don't know if a new coach, new setup, new is going to work at this point, because we know that it takes time to build meaningful relationships. So we'll definitely see what happens. Thank you all so much for your participation and your contribution. And Dean, I like to call out everybody. Dean, big up yourself. All right. I see your comment there in the chat. And for sure. So Owen, if you're still here, Marie, if you're still here, Tropical Nomad TV, go over and give Tropical a strength. Guys, and Tropical, welcome to Voices in Education. I'm happy to have you here. So the next thing that I want to announce, so if you're here and you want me to add you to the WhatsApp group, that same number that you call, just say add me. We do a lot of programs, we talk about a lot of things here. And so, if you want to be a part of our community, that is okay too. We're also going to do what we can to help as much as we can in Jamaica. We're not a big platform, so we're relying on our community. We're going to introduce to you the Amazon registry where you can buy, but we have a short space of time and we have limited space. So you can buy something from that. All the items will be shipped to Jamaica. So we have a little method that we're going to try to get it there within a particular time. So we just want you, as soon as we drop that, we're going to drop it in the WhatsApp group so you can buy something from there. Some people rather to contribute like via banking, like NCB or so. You can just send us a message and we'll share that information with you as well. And we'll also tell you where. I know people would want to drop off stuff, and we're trying to organize that, but we're doing as best as we can with the limited resources that we have. So the idea is, we can get some stuff into Jamaica, put those things together, and you can support. So once you go into that Amazon thing, we're suggesting that you do not pay the shipping fees. Instead of paying for shipping, add something else to the cart so you can get free shipping. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Blessings and love. And what am I missing here? Tropical is saying, hope that coach leaves the country. All right, Tropical. Blessings and love, everyone. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for keeping it real and respectful. Really appreciate all the conversations in the chat and on the WhatsApp line. So that was very good. Thank you so much. Blessings and love. And I will see you in the next live. And again, you can reach out on WhatsApp. All right. Until then, take care. Bye for now.